A new chapter in global trade may be on the horizon, one that could redraw the map of international shipping as we know it. For over a century, the Panama Canal has been the undisputed king of maritime shortcuts, a vital artery connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. But a monumental new project, backed by an estimated $50 billion in Chinese funding, is now being seriously discussed. This ambitious plan envisions carving a new waterway through a neighboring Central American country, creating a direct competitor to Panama's dominance. The implications of such a project extend far beyond simple economics. The world is now watching to see if this $50 billion dream will become a reality. To truly grasp what's at stake today, you first have to understand the Panama Canal itself, an engineering marvel that has shaped the course of world trade for over a century. The canal is far more than just a 51-mile stretch of water connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It is a testament to human ingenuity, ambition, and perseverance. Its locks and channels have enabled ships to bypass the long, perilous journey around the southern tip of South America, saving weeks of travel and countless resources. Every year, more than 12,000 vessels, ranging from massive container ships to oil tankers and bulk carriers, navigate its waters. These ships transport everything from electronics and automobiles to grain, oil, and gas, making the canal a vital artery for global commerce. The canal's importance to the United States in particular cannot be overstated. It is a strategic asset, ensuring the smooth flow of goods between the east and west coasts, and supporting the nation's economic and military interests. The American government built the canal at the dawn of the 20th century, overcoming immense challenges, disease, difficult terrain, and political obstacles. For decades, the U.S. controlled this crucial waterway, shaping not only trade routes but also geopolitics in the region. In 1977, a historic shift occurred. Under the Torrijos-Carter treaties, the United States agreed to gradually transfer control of the canal to Panama, recognizing the country's sovereignty and the canal's significance to its people. Since the handover, the Panama Canal Authority has managed the waterway with remarkable efficiency and professionalism, transforming it into a source of national pride and economic strength for Panama. In 2016, Panama completed a massive expansion project, adding a new lane of traffic and a new set of locks. This ambitious upgrade allowed the canal to accommodate much larger modern ships, so-called New Panamax vessels, doubling its capacity and reinforcing its role in global trade. Yet even with these upgrades, the world of shipping continues to evolve. New trade routes, technological advances, and environmental challenges are now putting the canal's long-held supremacy to the test, forcing it to adapt once again to a rapidly changing world. In recent years, a new major player has emerged in Panama, reshaping the dynamics of this vital crossroads of global trade. Once dominated by American and European interests, Panama is now witnessing a dramatic shift as China asserts itself as a powerful force in the region. That player is the People's Republic of China, whose influence is increasingly visible in Panama's ports, infrastructure, and business landscape. The relationship between the two nations has deepened at a rapid pace, transforming Panama's economic and political landscape. Chinese investments have poured into the country, funding everything from massive port expansions to new infrastructure projects, and creating new opportunities for trade and development. A pivotal moment came in 2017, when Panama made the strategic decision to switch its diplomatic recognition from Taiwan to Beijing. This move marked a turning point, opening the door to a wave of Chinese investment and closer political ties. Since then, China's economic presence is now impossible to ignore. Chinese companies have become key players in Panama's logistics and shipping sectors, and their footprint continues to grow. Today, China has become Panama's main economic partner and the second-largest user of the canal, right behind the United States. The volume of Chinese goods passing through the canal has surged, highlighting the country's critical role in global supply chains. This growing economic dependency has given Beijing considerable leverage and a strong foothold in a country of immense strategic importance. For Panama, the benefits are clear, but so are the risks of relying so heavily on a single foreign power. This multi-layered approach demonstrates a long-term strategy by Beijing to solidify its presence and influence in one of the world's most critical locations. As China continues to invest and expand, the world is watching closely to see how this new chapter in Panama's history will unfold. Section 4, a strategic pushback, the United States responds to Chinese influence. The rapid expansion of China's influence in Panama did not go unnoticed in Washington. The Trump administration viewed this trend as a direct threat to U.S. national security. The American response came in a dramatic and decisive move. On March 4, 2025, U.S. asset management giant BlackRock announced a landmark deal to acquire a 90% stake in the Panama Ports Company. The deal was hailed as a major victory for the Trump administration. Beyond corporate acquisitions, the U.S. has also applied direct diplomatic pressure. These actions show a multi-pronged U.S. strategy aimed at rolling back Chinese influence and reasserting its traditional role as the dominant power in the region. Section 5 cracks in the crown Panama's modern vulnerabilities. Despite its historical dominance, the Panama Canal is facing a series of modern challenges that make it vulnerable to competition. The most pressing of these is climate change. A severe and prolonged drought in 2023 caused water levels in the canal's lakes to drop to historic lows. This situation highlighted a fundamental vulnerability: the canal's complete dependence on predictable rainfall patterns. The need for massive new investments in water management systems, coupled with the persistent issue of high fees, has made Panama's position as the sole gatekeeper seem less secure. It is within this context of newfound vulnerability that the proposal for a new modern and potentially more reliable Chinese-backed canal has gained so much traction. Section 6. The Great Shift: How a New Canal Could Remake Global Trade. The construction of a new $50 billion canal in Central America would fundamentally alter the landscape of global trade and geopolitics. The introduction of a direct competitor would immediately create a new dynamic in the shipping industry. This competition could drive down costs across the board, with the savings potentially being passed on to consumers worldwide. A new canal could be made wider and deeper, future-proofing it for decades to come. The economic impact on the host country and the wider region would be immense. Beyond the economics, the geopolitical implications are profound. The new canal would become a focal point of the US-China rivalry, creating a new and potentially unstable geopolitical reality. Section 7. The Crossroads of Commerce: Panama's Future in the Balance. In this pivotal moment, the fate of Panama and its iconic canal hangs in the balance, as the world's shipping routes and economic interests converge on this narrow strip of land. The world of global trade stands at a critical juncture, and Panama finds itself at the very center of the storm. As international demand for faster, more efficient shipping grows, the choices made here will ripple across continents, affecting economies far beyond Panama's borders. Panama, for its part, is trying to maintain a delicate balancing act. The country must juggle the interests of powerful trading partners, environmental concerns, and the needs of its own people, all while keeping the canal running smoothly and profitably. The Panamanian government's official stance is one of openness to all, preferring not to be forced to choose sides in a great power competition. This policy of neutrality has served Panama well, but it is increasingly being tested as global rivalries intensify and new players enter the scene. The question now is whether Panama can retain its crown as the king of transoceanic shipping. With new routes and technologies emerging, the canal's dominance is no longer guaranteed, and competition is fiercer than ever. Panama's future success may depend on its ability to make massive new investments in water security and manage its pricing structure competitively. Climate change and droughts threaten the canal's water supply, making innovation and infrastructure upgrades more urgent than ever before. It is possible that both canals could coexist, serving different market segments or creating a competitive environment that benefits the entire shipping industry. The emergence of a Nicaraguan canal, backed by Chinese investment, could reshape the region's economic landscape and force Panama to adapt quickly. Panama will have to fight to remain the top choice, while the world watches to see if the future of global trade will continue to run through Panama or shift to a new path carved out by Chinese ambition. The next chapter in Panama's story will be written not just by its leaders, but by the global forces shaping commerce in the 21st century.